Are you new to wet shaving with safety razors, or require an affordable razor that's mild and wonder if the King C Gillette would be suitable, or just curious of Gillette's version of a safety razor as they seem to become the king of the multi-blade industry? Well, I answer a few of these questions about the Gillette King C safety razor in this video. In the video, we'll take a look at the design and the features of this razor. I'll do a quick demo shave, we'll run through a shave, and I'll tell you my thoughts and then give you some feedback. Previously used and reviewed this razor maybe about a year or so ago, and the reviews on the website Shaving Advisor, which you'll find a link to in the description, plus plenty of other links. Well, we've all seen Gillette cartridge razors and the multi-blade razors like a Mach 3, Fusion 5. Strange enough, Gillette used to be one of the top companies that made safety razors. Back in the 1900s, in the 1950s, had some very popular razors. Some traditional wet shaving enthusiasts still love the old Gillettes, and you can still buy some of them second hand, and some of them get reconditioned and dressed up nicely. When you get the razor, it will come in this box. Mine's not inside the box, but you'll also get a pack of razor blades that come with it as well. A pack of 5. You can see the razor's got a nice chrome finish. It looks nice. It has a nice emblem on the top there as well, if you can see that. That looks pretty cool. It has some grip here on the handle, which is useful, of course, when you're shaving and your hands are wet so it doesn't slip. It's not quite as grippy as when you get a knurled handle. This is a knurled handle on the Merca 34C. It's not quite as grippy as that, but it still provides enough grip. It's quite a long razor. It's 101 millimeters long, which is around about 4 inches. Now the standard size, what I'd call a standard size, this is a Muller R41. That's what I'd call a standard length of a safety razor. This is a little bit longer, or quite a bit longer actually. It's quite a weighty razor. I actually weighed it because there was nothing on the description on the box or the website for Gillette. It weighs 101 grams, which is 3.5 ounces. That's quite weighty. Now I'm going to pop a blade inside ready for the shave. I don't have any of the King C Gillette blades that came with it left, so I'm going to use one of these feathers. Feather quite a sharp blade, but I like, in the mild razor, I like to use a sharp blade, a sharper blade. But the King C Gillette blades that come with it, they're good enough. They're kind of standard really, and at least they come with a razor, and there's something to get a measurement of what type of blades you might like. They could be very suitable for you. Right, so the blade pops into the top cap like that. The other aspect with a free part is that we need the blade to be aligned. So that looks about right to me. Tighten the handle up. This here is what we call a safety bar. You'll see notches on there. That's supposed to help guide hairs while we're shaving, but the safety bar as well will help put some pressure on the skin before the blade makes contact with cutting hairs. Now this blade here, if you look underneath there, between the safety bar and the top cap underneath there, the blade, there's a gap there. Now this gap is important for the aggressiveness of what the razor can be. And on this razor, it's 0.45 millimeters, so it's a very small gap, so that'll help it to be a mild razor. Now here on razors, you get like a blade overhang. Sometimes it's quite a lot. There's a good bit there, but it's not too much. It doesn't get in the way when we're shaving. It's just sometimes nice when these are not so prominent. Another thing about the handle, this is a Muller R41 on the left. That handle's a lot thicker than what the handle is on this Gillette. Now some people are going to like a slim handle, or some of them are going to like them thicker. That's just personal preference. I think I'll prefer them thicker, but sometimes my preferences change. Now one of the important aspects is let's head to the bathroom for a quick shave. So I'm on my 4th day of growth, plenty of growth there. The last shave actually was a Merca 34C razor. That's also a good razor for beginners or for people that require a mild safety razor. So 3 or 4 days is enough for a mild type of razor like this. Anything more than this, I'd give myself a trim with a trimmer and get rid of excess stubble. I don't want to make razors work too hard if they don't need to, when I can just use a trimmer. The shaving lubricant of choice is going to be this Geo Trumpers, again, Spanish leather shaving cream. I used this on the last video, and I've got to like this scent, and it's a great cream. I'll also be using this Tobbs Aromatherapy pre-shave oil, Taylor of Old Bond Street, and the brush I'll be using is the Simpson's Trafalgar T3 synthetic. This is a synthetic brush. For any of these products that I've used, and if I've reviewed them, you'll find links in the description for any of these as well. Let's get some water on my face, some warm water. We actually don't have no warm water because the boiler man's got to come round and fix the boiler. So this is all with cold water. Never mind. I'm sure people survived a long time ago shaving with whatever temperature water. Right, let's get this dried off then before we put the pre-shave oil on. Now for the Tops pre-shave oil. You don't have to use pre-shave oil to shave with, but you know, if you have skin irritation, you only need a small amount of this, very small amount. It's such a thick oil this is. I actually used it on the last shave and it was great. There's a nice mild scent. If you're using pre-shave oil, always make sure you wash your hands first. If you probably know in the past, if you haven't cleaned them, that your safety razor gets covered in oil. Now I'm going to face lather today rather than bowl lather. If you're new to wet shaving, face lather just means getting the brush and brushing over your face rather than getting a lather going in the bowl. But what I do is get a couple of bits of this put onto spots on my face. The brush is already prepared with its cold water. I probably should have brought some hot water up, but never mind. Better prepared next time when the boiler's not working now. Very floral woodsy and kind of a bit of spicy scent. Let's add a bit more water to that. There I do. Lubricated up, let's get the first pass done. Very easy and smooth. Mild and smooth. Feels very easy to shave with. And it feels efficient too. Okay, first pass done, let's give a rinse and see where we're at. Okay, not too bad here, we need a second pass of course, but that's pretty good. Let's get some more lather back on. Okay, ready for the second pass. I'm going to go across the grain now, which means going that way across the face. I don't know if you can hear that, but you can still hear some cutting happening. Quite audible still. It's not very enjoyable with colder water. I'm glad that I've tried this out actually. I mean, I know to always use warm and hot water, but I've actually tried out pure cold now and it's not that great. Right, on the neck I'm going to go up, which is not quite against the grain for me. We need a bit more lather on there. It's not quite against the grain, because against the grain would be going that way. That way would be against the grain. So straight up is not quite against the grain. It's a very forgiving razor. This is very, very easy to shave with. So new to safety razors, yeah, definitely a good option. Among other options. I actually forgot to mention the cost. This is about $20 US, or around about £22. So that's a decent price for a safety razor. But it's pretty cheap actually for a safety razor. Okay, second pass done. Let's see where we're at. Okay, it's pretty good, but I'm going to do somewhat of a third pass. Definitely going to get rid of some of this bit of stubble. Definitely going to get rid of some of this stubble left over. I like a nice close BBS shave, as they say, baby but smooth. Not as much lather this time, but we'll get some lather on. Okay, third pass. This time I'm going to go up against the grain on the cheeks here. It should get it pretty close. Yeah, that's it, that's getting close now. Other side. Underneath the nose area, that's okay, yeah. I usually push my nose across if needed. And do a bit of that, gets it cleared up. I'm going to come against the grain on the third pass. I know if you're skin sensitive, or for some people you just don't want to go against the grain like this because it can cause irritation, but usually I'm okay, especially with this mild type of razor. If I just go lightly, if you watch this I'll go quite light with it. Just barely touching the skin. Trying to catch the hairs without pulling on the skin or pressing on the skin. Other side. Now what I usually do here is I just rub whatever soap lubrication lather that is left on the face and feel for any patches that I have something there. I'm going to add a little bit more lather actually, there and there, and just move this around my face on patches that I have. Here I always seem to need to go over it a couple of more times. There's a little patch. There. It feels. Adam's apple, pull the skin aside. And another way of doing it, Adam's apple, is some people swallow and then shave. Well, I usually just pull the skin one side of that and then the other side. Let's get this cleaned up. I think you guys have seen enough of that now. Let's get dry. Okay, done, job done. That's a nice shave. Very easy, mild, but it still gives a close shave. Definitely can be suitable for, and I've said it a few times already, for people starting out wet shaving with safety razors. Anybody who requires a mild razor that don't want to spend too much money. But people as well that shave daily every 2 days, or people who shave frequently daily, that's quite a forgiving razor. So it's very suitable for people who daily shave. Not a bad razor, of course, not one of my favourite razors, but for the price range, yeah, it's a decent razor. Anyway, job done, wonderful. I'm not going to do the post-shave stuff because I'm testing out the pre-shave and the cream to see what effects it has on the skin after. I always do that with the creams and pre-shave stuff that I test to see what it leaves behind. Don't forget, if you'd like to stay up to date with the latest reviews that are coming out, then do hit the subscribe button. You'll get a notification once one is live. I bought the Allen block out, but I didn't need it. No irritation. Last but not least, tip of the day, don't shave with cold water. It's shit, it's crap.